This is video number 2 of section 7, which is called Working with Images. In our last video, we learned how to send emails with SwiftMailer and Yi. Now, we'll learn how to let our monsters upload their own profile photos, and learn how to use the Imagine extension to manipulate those images before saving them to the server. When we added a profile photo to our application, you probably noticed that we had to manually copy images to the Photos directory, which obviously wouldn't be very practical in a production application. We'll start off by learning how to upload and validate files using Yi2. Then, we'll go a step further and learn how to install and use the Imagine extension in order to manipulate our images before saving them. Let's dive right in and open up our monster form. We need to make 2 quick changes to allow an image upload on our Create and Update pages. First, we need to change the encoding type of our form in order to process files. We can do that by passing an options array to the begin form method of the ActiveForm widget. The other thing we need to do is add a file control. We'll call the attribute ImageFile, and the method to generate a file input is appropriately named FileInput. Next, let's move over to our monster model. We need to add a public attribute called ImageFile in order to store the uploaded file for processing. We also need to add a new validation rule for this new attribute. We're going to use the file validator, and we're going to set skip on empty equal to true so that the validation doesn't run if a file isn't uploaded. Finally, we need to tell the validator what a list of allowable extensions for our image will be. Next, we'll create an upload method. We'll save the body of the method for a minute, but we'll finish off this step by adding a call to it in our beforeSave method, so that it runs each time we write a monster to the database. Now it's time to edit our controller. File uploads are handled using the uploaded file class. We'll start out as usual by adding a use statement to the top. Now we'll go to the action create method and assign model ImageFile the return value of uploaded file getInstance, which takes the model itself and the name of the attribute as parameters. Please note that this method will return null if no file is uploaded. We also need to call the same code in the update method, but we need to alter it a little bit in order to make sure that we first load the form data, then set the ImageFile attribute, and then finally save our model. The final step is to head back and fill in the body of our monster model's upload method. First, we'll make sure nothing happens if no file has been uploaded. If one is, we have to set the path and file name. We stole this code from our getPhotoInfo method. Clearly this could use some refactoring, but as it won't help us directly with our file upload, we'll skip it for now. Finally, call the SaveAs method of the uploaded file class and provide it with our path and file name. As always, let's head to the browser. Go ahead and log in as Bigfoot. Use whatever username and password you entered when we created his account in the last video. If you can't remember it, you can always delete him in your database and complete these same steps from the register page. We've placed a sample image in the Photos directory. When you get the image file input control, select Bigfoot sample photo.jpg, and now press the Update or Create button, and you should see that the new image has been uploaded. If you open up Web, Images, Photos, you'll also see that the file name was renamed as per our instructions. That's great if you want to display your images exactly as your users upload them, but what happens when you want to perform some processing before saving the image to disk? That's where the Imagine extension comes in. It's really just a port of a very popular image processing library with the same name for Yi. It isn't included by default, so we'll use Composer to install it. Connect to your Vagrant box, switch to your application root, and run composer require prefer dist yisoft /yi2-imagine. Next, open your model back up. Add a use statement for the image class of the Imagine library. Imagine can be used to create thumbnails, rotate images, crop them, and much more. In order to make its effects easy to see, we'll add a 20-pixel green frame to our image. Head to the Upload method and comment out the line that saves the file. Instead, call the Frame method of the image class. The first parameter is the location of the file to manipulate. We can get this using the temp name attribute of our uploaded file class. The other parameters are the radius, hex color, and alpha value of the border. Now, chain a call to the Save method, and once again provide the path and file name. Additionally, we can set the JPEG quality through a second parameter. We'll use 90. Head back to the browser and re-upload our sample photo. You'll now see that it has a 20-pixel green border, just as we expected. Pretty neat, huh? So now you know how to upload images as well as perform processing on them with the Imagine library. Up until now, we've managed our database changes with SQL files. So in our next video, we'll learn how to use migrations in order to keep better track of those changes.